Generic greetings and welcome to Interplanetary. Today's beverage is very tasty. That's very refreshing, actually. That is apple and grape juice drink. Never tried this brand before, but it's very, very nice, and it's no added sugar as well. So it's just all of the natural 99% sugars that come in with these genetically modified fruits. Either way, this game is something that I've featured a couple of times before, the enhanced edition only the once, but in that video, a lot of people said they would like to see a full game played through from start to finish. Regardless whether we win or lose, that's sort of irrelevant, it's just complete a game. So that's what we're going to be doing in this and maybe even subsequent videos. I think this is going to have to be split up into multiple parts because it's a long game. Even though we're only going to do a play local and add 1, 2, 3 AI on the standard difficulty, I think this is still going to be over an hour's worth of game because this game can take quite a bit. If you're not aware what the game is, it's essentially an artillery game. You are on a planet and there are AI around you in the solar system and you have to destroy them by killing all of their cities and wiping out the population. And you do that by building different railguns, coil guns, missiles, lasers, multiple stage rocket systems, things like that, and then eventually super weapons. And you have to do research and information stuff, and it's quite a fun and interesting game, but it is quite niche and quite long. Either way, we're going to click start and just crack on into it. So as I said, probably going to be split up into a couple of episodes this playthrough, but we'll see how it goes. We might actually get destroyed very early on, I really don't know. So taking a look at the system, you can see most of the centre is completely vacant. You can see we can have up to, I believe it's 8 or 10 players, but we've only got the 4 here. We've got AI player 4, which is the red guy nearest to the centre. Then we've got yellow, followed by me, and then right on the outside, it is green. Now, the thing is, you do have advantages and disadvantages from being in the centre rather than the outside. If you're on the outside, sometimes it can be very difficult to shoot at you because you are quite far away, but then again you do move slower, so relative to the other ones, so it's actually when you're in a position to be shot, you stay there longer, whereas the center you move around faster, but it also means it's harder for you to get a target acquisition on the opponents. Also, you are closer to the sun, so it does obviously the gravity affects the shot more because you have to account for that. Either way, let's go to build, and you can see we've got a very, very nice looking atmosphere. Look at that, it's all blue and shiny, very nice. And we've got different cities. Now we have to build off these cities, and we really need to get probably our industry up sooner rather than later. So I'm going to go to the biggest city, which is actually on an island. That's bad. I was going to say I'll have my mining operation on the biggest city, but with it being an island, I don't think we will. We'll have our guns around there. Instead, we'll go over to here. This is our second biggest city, and we want to have a solar power plant, and then we're just going to start connecting all of the mines. If I say all of the mines, we've only got the one. So there's other upgrades we can give our cities. So you can see there's many, many upgrades that we'll be able to research. There's also power plant stuff that we can research. But for now, we've got no upgrades whatsoever. So let's go over to said research tree, and you can see the tree is massive. It's much bigger than in the original game. It goes all the way up to thermonuclear warheads, orbital manufacturing, gives you a solar laser, nuclear missiles, asteroid deviation, things like that. What we're going to do, well, there's multiple ways we could do this. We could go for very, very, very spammy approach, so as in have a lot of railguns and maybe even coil guns, and just constantly bombard the opponent. We can go for a more precise approach, which is one that I normally prefer, which is go for the missiles. So you go for a missile system and you fire it, and then it locks on you target specific points. But in order to do that, you also need information systems. You need things like the telescopic array, and ideally you probably want to go for the data security hub, which gives you counter intel so the opponents can't target you. But that's only really relevant if they're using the same sort of precise attack. If they're not and they're just using shoot you with everything they've got, then it doesn't really do anything, and then instead you want some sort of like early warning system, or perhaps even go for kinetic defense. But for the time being, we're going to go for mass biochemical processing, which gives us adaptive solar cells upgrade for the solar plant. It gives us the mine multi-stage refinery option, which is minus 30% planet material cost, and then airburst ammunitions. We want to eventually go for the molecular biorefinery, which is plus 75% minerals, but plus 75% in planet mineral cost. Planet mineral cost, if you're not aware, is this thing here. You have a certain amount of minerals on your planet, and if you run out, then you can't build anything, and you basically strip it dry. Now, for this game, because there's only 4 AI, and we're going for really a quicker game, I'm not worried about longevity. However, winning online you can go for an approach where you will simply outlast the opponents, as in build up your defenses, your information, and just and go for a more sustainable approach rather than a spammy one, which you can do. I'm not, as I said, not going to do it in this one here, but we'll see how it goes. So I've just got that mass biochemical process. I'm going to go straight over to molecular recycling because I'm really focused at the moment on getting my industry up and running. If I don't get my industry up and running, well, we're sort of screwed really. So let's have another mine about there, and then we want to go for a solar plant down there, and then that'll do us for now. We will be able to eventually get that upgrade there, which is, oh no, we can actually get it now, which is increased solar cells, which is energy gain plus 75%, and then we will end the turn. The first couple of turns, perhaps 10 turns, we won't be shot at. It's very, very unlikely that you'll be shot at. After that, it's really your guess is as good as mine. So let's go back over to building, and again, we want to get some more mines. Now, what I'm going to do is leave a bit of a gap either side here because I want to have in there some defences, but we'll see how it goes. End the turn again. No more research to be done. This is the action phase here. You can see it counts down over. I think it's it might be 5 or 6 seconds. I haven't really timed it. Either way, there's our research done for molecular recycling, and then we're going to go over to self-adjusting optics because I think we are going to go for probably the telescopic array, and then over to missiles, and then eventually we can go for this thing here, which is the MIRV, which is a multiple warhead system. So it's essentially like a rocket, but it fires a big rocket off, and then they split into random segments, and then they'll target and such. But it's automatically targeting. You can't fire the stage separately. And then eventually we'll go for thermonuclear warheads because, well, it's nukes, isn't it? Right, so we'll go over to our planet once more. We'll click on here, and then we do need another refinery, which we will put about there. And then what we're going to do is get that solar plant with a little bit more energy there, because these do require energy, you see. And then obviously the mines will give them the upgrades that we can, which is extra material gain. It's all about getting our materials up in the first sort of 10 turns. Don't really care what it's going to strip, as it says we've got 109 turns left for material, but you know what, that's probably going to go down to about the 60 or 70 by the time we're done here. Let's go for second gen composites. And that'll give us the ability to eventually go for the data center and the kinetic defense, which is something I do want to get up sooner rather than later. So over to the city like so. We will go down each of these mines there and give them the upgrade for the bio refinery. Now, the thing is, I can't give them the multiple... you can't give them multiple the same thing. It's not something you can do, I believe. Hang on, I'll try. Let's just test that theory. No, you can't. You can only give it this one of the same, which is fair enough. I could go for planet material cost minus, but I'm not going to bother with that one. Now that that's up and running, what city upgrades have we got? We have got either molecular recycling plant, material gain plus 200, and material cost plus 300. So actually, it's a very, very, very big drain on that one. That's a permanent bonus, or rather a permanent effect. Either way, let's go for the end of the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that. Okay, so we're going to go over to the... do I want to go for defense rather than missiles first? No, let's go for telescopic array, so then I know what they're going for. I've got a decent tonnage, I think. I've got a total of 4 mines. We probably want to go for double that, and I will do it probably on the other side. Yeah, probably about here. So we'll go for a solar plant. Can we place a solar plant up there? We cannot. So what I'll do is I will have a mine in this corner here. Now, obviously, I'm not connecting it to anything, but I will do that and connect them both up. You need to connect them because otherwise you just don't have power. There's that in there, and obviously we will start giving them... Well, I would have given them upgrades, but we don't have the ability to yet. So then the turn. Still no one fired yet. Obviously, they could be going for the same thing as me, and the AI is nowhere near as... I wouldn't say stupid as it was previously. It was never really stupid, but it did make some... questionable choices. Not that I can make really... not that I can make massive judgment, because I was never fantastic at this game anyway, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it would do things that you wouldn't really expect. In this case, it might be waiting, it might just be holding its shot, ready to fire it at some point, but I don't really know when. Either way, let's just get some of these extra Solar plants up like so. There's that fine. Probably don't have enough, no any red minerals for the next one. We'll end the turn again. Now, once one of these pulls the trigger, obviously the other AI will know who's armed. See, I'm just passing AI player 3, the green now, and obviously I have no idea what sort of systems he's got. And what I'm going to do because of that is I'm going to set up a data security center and telescopic array. So I'm going to go over to here and we'll get ourselves... Ideally, I'm using solar plants at the moment, but ideally I want something a bit more permanent. So I want something like a nuclear reactor, but that's a different upgrade entirely. You see, that solar plant can obviously generate some more power. The problem is that obviously the solar plant only generates power when it's in, when it's towards the star. Actually, is that the case? I mean, technically it should be, but can you generate a solar power from moonlight? Don't see why you couldn't. Let's go for 4th gen nuclear reactors anyway, and that will give us a nuclear reactor, but that does use materials to do that, which is obviously the downside of it. Now, I should have some sort of intel. Yes, I do. So, as you can see, looking at AI player 2, I can see 29. I've got 29% intel, so I can see mineral production. So I can see they're generating 900 tons a turn. I can also see any intel buildings that they have, which is currently absolutely nothing, but I cannot see their weapon systems yet. In terms of AI player 3, I can see 44%. So that means that this guy has got some... Oh, yes, he's got counter intel modifier, so he's got a 50% modifier to that. Okay, so this guy, I can now see his guns and also his mines. As you can see, there's a kinetic defense there, and then there's 3 mines in a row. He's also got kinetic defense over there, and... Wow, he's really staggered his mines. Look at all them mines. That's a lot of mines. That's a hell of a lot of mines. AI player 4, same sort of deal. Gone for a staggered approach. Now, I've gone for a very high density mining solution, as you can see. Everything all clamped together. And that's just the way I've gone for it. There's no reason why you can't do this or why you can't split it up. It just is. It's really what you prefer. I'm just going to connect this up again, leaving a gap there for the inevitable... which one do I want to go for? Extra material gain. Leaving a gap there for the inevitable defensive system when I can have the ability to make... Well, actually, I have the ability to place it. I can actually place one of these now, look, and I'll place it in there like so. And that should protect some of that. We'll also go up to this place here, which originally I set out, so I could do this, and I'll place one there. Can't build the other one, but that should do us about there, and then we'll end the turn. There's some shots, so that's the first... Yep, it looks like the smoking gun's gone off. The first one to fire is actually AI player 2, which, strangely... I don't know if you saw that. AI player 2 was aiming... I believe... Well, I thought it was player 4, but I don't think that is the case, because... Did you see it go off and it zipped round that player? Hang on, that's coming for me. Just missed. Okay. That player 2, it fired and just missed red, but then it actually hit 3, but it didn't just smash into 3 coincidentally. You saw it got near and then it gravitated towards it, so that either means that he was specifically targeting a missile to lock onto there, or it was an MRIV launch, because that does target specific points, I believe. Actually, it does a coil gun. That's a question. Coil gun, hang on. The coil cannon... Coil cannon shoots splitable fragments, causing good damage, but they're not very accurate and ignore well enemies when masked. Okay, so no, it wouldn't have done that. Right, okay. So I think he was specifically targeting it. I very much doubt he's got an MRIV, though, because that's a fairly advanced piece of tech. Anyway, what I'm going to do is get myself a nuclear power plant up here. We'll probably split it up to about there. Then we'll get some telescopic arrays in like so. We'll get a defensive system in there. Good grief, I only just left enough room there. Then finally one more in about there. There we are, and then obviously if we really want to, we can give this some upgrades, which, there's nothing I can really give it there. Any upgrades I can give to this place? We can give it science gain 60%, but also material cost 100 tons, and also energy cost the same. We've also got counter intel permanent, which gives us plus 50 counter intel. That could be quite useful, so they can't see us. I think we'll go for that one. Over onto the mines, we'll give them the upgrade to strip mine the planet once more and turn it into an absolute wasteland. But to be fair, the opponent's going to do that with all their guns anyway, so I don't know why I'm worrying too much. So there's all that sorted. Obviously no guns yet, but that's not really what we're about here. We've just got that. We are going for the orbital assembly plant. Back onto the intel. This is important to know. Looks like AI player 2 can see 44% of me. So you can see what guns I have and only just off what mines I've got. So, what about this guy? He can't see anything and he can't see anything. So these two guys, player 3 and 4, have not got any intel gain nor counter intel. However, looks like player 2 has got intel and counter intel. So they're more likely to be firing missiles, which we already know because they did fire one off and then it targeted and hit that guy. So we'll have to be wary about that one. There's some more shots out and we'll just see if this targeted. See this missile here? Yeah, see that? It actually locked on. So that guy is definitely going for the intel stuff. That blue shot, I believe, is... I think the blue shot is either coil gun or rail gun. Either way, there's going to be a shot coming into me. Incoming! Yeah, it did hit. It did actually hit on my planet. I don't know if you saw that. There you go, look. There's the hits. One splash down there, one splash down in the sea, and I didn't take any damage. So we're okay there. Looks like there's not a lot of shots getting fired, so that's okay. Let's go over to building now, and let's just see what we can see. So I can now see a lot of what he's got. There you go, I can see all of their mines, I can see their missiles. Yep, so he's definitely gone for missiles, as I mentioned, that's good. But he is starting to see more of myself. But, to be quite honest with you, looking at the map at the moment, I am on the... I'm just coming up to him actually. So this is the point where I really need him to. I really need to shut down his firing. I don't really want him to know where I am. So I could go for data security hub, which means you can't see me. But quite honestly, I'm starting to lose this arms race. So I'm going to have to get some systems in place. So let's get a nuclear plant up there, and the next turn I will end up going for a. I'll end up going for some counter intel. Although I could counter intel now. What's this one got? That's over there. That's fine. That one's fine. That city hasn't got anything. But what could we put in here? We could go for quantum encryption hub, which gets counter intel. Do I need it? Not entirely convinced I do. Actually, no, I do. So, nuclear plant. Is any upgrades? No, that's material cost. Actually, that might be good. Fast breed reactors, material cost minus 80%. Currently on 34 turns. Yeah, I'm really going to have to go for that one. Otherwise, I will just end up strip mine the entire place. 34 turns is... It might sound like quite a ways away, but it's really not. Let's go for that one. And now we're up to still on 34 turns. Just because the amount of material I'm mining out. Okay, what I'll do, I will go for... I've got two cities, this one here and this one here. This one is going to be my gun area, this one is going to be my decryption center. So I'm going to give that the permanent counter-intel boost, and then I'm going to get a solar plant up and running. We're going to put it in... probably in here, and then we'll go for a data security hub in the corner there. Ah, damn it, I didn't really mean to connect it up there. We'll disconnect it and then we'll reconnect it up to that. There we are. There's all that connected up. Obviously, solar plant, we will give it the upgrade for extra energy gain, and then that should do us quite nicely. So we will go back to the solar system view and then end the turn, and then there's some shots fired out. Looks like one's coming towards me. There's a couple coming towards me, actually. This is not good. I've done nothing wrong. Yep, there's a couple of splashdowns. Oh my good grief, I'm getting targeted. What's this all about? So, it looks like a couple of them did hit, but none of them did any damage. Why they're targeting me, though, I'm very, very surprised, because I've got nothing really for them to shoot. I mean, I've got no guns for them to take out, and why they... Well, the rest have got guns, the rest are armed. I'm not armed in this case, but hey-ho. Let's go straight away for the advanced inertia measuring, which gives us the MRIV shots, but firstly... really need to focus on getting these guns up and running. So we'll go for this thing here, and then we'll get some missiles. So we could go... Do you want kinetic defense first? I think we'll have a kinetic defense there, and then we'll have missiles in there, then a missile in... Can I get it on the edge? Oh, I could... Nah, it won't allow me to place it, which is a shame. No, shame. So we're going to have to put it there, just outside. And do we need any upgrades on the kinetic defense? Energy activation cost reduction is always good. Because every time it fires, you see, it every time it tries to activate to counter the stuff that's coming in, it does use resources. We've got another upgrade on this if we really want to. Counter intel gain. I'll go for counter intel gain. 133 turns. We are really strip mining that actually. That's a bit worrying. Planet mineral cost, I think. We'll start going a bit multi-stage refinery on this. Because it doesn't cost much to get the multi-stage refinery. And minus 30% on all of these is actually, across the board, fairly decent. Like, I think we're on, what, 33 turns? Let's see what it is after we give it all of these. Well, I can't give it any more, I don't think. No, but what's it on now? 40 turns. By the time we finish, it'll be on for 45 turns. That's fine with me. There's a massive amount of shots just fired from player 4. Looks like they're all coming towards me, which is a great shame. And one's splashed down, no damage. Another one has been intercepted. So we did intercept the shot. There it is. That's where the shot was intercepted. It wouldn't have done much damage anyway because it was just outside the border. So that's useful to know. But obviously, it means he is targeting me, and that's something that I'm not a great fan of anyway. Let's see how this one goes. So I'll go over to building here. And we now have 2 missiles. I'm going to continue on what I was doing before, which is going around all of the mines, giving them the multi-stage refinery upgrade, and that will allow me to last a little bit longer because my planet won't be strip mined to hell and back. I will build another data security hub in here, like so. And the reason I'll put that is because I want to put the kinetic defense in like so. Obviously they do have missile defense, so we have to worry about that. Science gain. Yeah, go on, we'll go for that one. And I think we're about right there. Is any other thing I can give on the solar plant? Stealth rating, HP? No, I don't think we need to know. Don't think we need any more of that. We could make it a bit more efficient for the kinetic defense to fire, which is activation. Activation is minus 30%, but the area effect of it is minus 10%. You know what? I'd rather keep the energy. I'm generating a decent amount of energy, so I'm not really too worried about that one. Okay, so there's all of that put in. Let's just go back to the gun area, which is over here, and we will get another nuclear plant in, and we're going to put it... Probably put it in this... Probably over here, and then we'll put another defense system in, so we'll cover... Probably... that area, and then we could have another missile, but we're not going to bother. So we're going to go over to targeting now. Oh, sorry, we'll go to viewing. You can see, I can see 88% of red and also 88% of green, but I can only see 58% of yellow, but you can see just the same, about the same for me. So what I want to do is start reducing. Well, let's see who we can target first. So yellow ideally is really the threat. And he is right near me. So let's go over to targeting view then, and we can select our missiles, and just as it happens, I can target over there. So what you need to do, you set the power, which is 100% on this one, and you set the angle, which I'm going to say about there. Now you might think I'm leaving it a bit, leaning it a bit too far to the left, but that's not the case. Well, it is the case at the moment, but these readouts are only accurate as of the time of firing. Obviously, you have to take into account orbital positions and speed and things like that. So that's my first shot, and then you actually target it because this is a missile. So that's the first stage targeting complete. We're going to do the same. There's your first stage, and then you do your second stage targeting. So this is where the missile will head to. So I don't think he's got any defenses here. I'm going to target, if I can get his telescopes down, then that'll be a big bonus for me. So I'm going to target one about there, and then the other one about there. Double target, and then we'll end the turn. So there's my shots coming out. He's not targeting me, and we're going to destroy something. Bang, there you go. So we've damaged some buildings, and we have destroyed his telescopic array. We've also got some incoming. Here we go. So everybody in the shelters. Oh, did actually damage something. We had a mine damaged. Just got clipped on the edge there, as you can see. A little bit of damage. They couldn't have targeted that. That was just a random shot that came in. Or rather, he might have targeted my planet, but he didn't specifically target that point. It's just you hit what you hit. So I've already damaged one of his things there. I've just got the AI target tracking there, which allows me to get global building damage plus 20% or gloating population damage. That's for the missiles there. Triple barrel assembly for the railgun. I don't really want that. However, a nuclear penetrator might be quite good. Whatever. So that's fine. Okay. Go back to building. So I could repair the thing over there, but I don't think I want to bother. What I really need to do, as I said, is get this arms race going. So we'll have some more missiles. So we'll have a missile system in here. Actually, what we'll do is have it... We have a problem because we can only really connect a couple up. We'll have one there. And then that one there. One in there. And that's about it. So what missile upgrades have I got? Stealth rating or HP? So I've got no upgrades at all for them, which is quite bad. We're going to go to the information, and you can see now he knows less about me than I know about him. This is good. Okay, we're still going to work on that one. What I want to do is go over to my data security center. I will place a solar plant in... Does it really matter? Because I don't think I'm going to get much on this island anyway. I think one more is all I can manage. Data security hub about there. And then finally one more data security hub will go on this edge. Any other upgrades I can give to that? Oh yeah, counter intel plus 15. That's okay, we'll take that. We are on 41 turns until the end of my... what you call it? End of my mining operation, essentially. Alright, really it's end of game, to be quite honest. So in terms of shots, this is problematic. I can't really target anyone other than... I reckon red I can hit. So I'll fire at red. Sorry, this one we can't. This one, however, I might be able to if I'm very careful. Looking at the orbit. Fire it like that and then it'll go in this way. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I try to curve it around for that guy. So let's go to finalize all. So this is targeting this guy over here. I say we can hit... I reckon we can destroy 2 mines. The second one will be to destroy that mine there. And end the turn. Here we go. Here's the shots out. Boom, you can hear it go. So I've got one going that way, one going that way. Looks like the red one missed, sadly. So that's just going to do nothing for the rest of the game. Or it'll fly around until it hits either the center or the asteroid belt around the outside. The asteroid belt's really hard to see, but it is there. And here's my missile. This is the Hail Mary shot. And it's looking crap. Yeah, it's going to sail straight by. Oh well, we had to try. We had to try. These will keep going until they hit something, I believe. Actually, no, that one will phase out because... it's a missile, so it just doesn't have any targeting solution. Right, so I think we will leave it there for this episode. Not bad at all, I think. We've got our baseline set up, all of our infrastructure. Not doing too bad. And I'm not getting pounded too hard by all of these guns. Because they really are going for... I think a couple of them. Specifically... This guy, hang on, where is his stuff? Coil cannon. No, actually, they haven't gone for the spam approach. This guy's gone for coil cannons. We've got a couple of coil cannons, and we've got this guy with the missiles. So actually, we're not really going to get like a lot of hard shots, like it's like a spammy approach. Not yet, anyway, but we'll see how that one goes. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. Next episode, we will go ahead and try and actually win this thing, or even just see how long it goes for. As always, once again, thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.